Did you know that there's more than one Puss in Boots movie? In fact, there's like a whole Netflix series about Puss in Boots. I had no idea, uh, because what happened was then I saw some of the usual YouTubers that I follow, movie animation game people talk about, wow, this new Puss in Boots movie is really great. So I hunted it down and watched it. I thought, because I was like, okay, what's happening? So what I found was the first Puss in Boots, the one that, if you've probably seen the same as me, people being talking about going uh, going, wow, this is great. That's called Puss in Boots: The Last Witch, and I did watch that afterwards. Um, but I watched this one first, the first one. So Puss in Boots, the Antonio Banderas cat, that's his name, right? Yeah, pretty sure it is. Goes with his childhood pal Humpty Dumpty to get the goose that lays the golden eggs. We are still in the fairy tale Shrek world. Shrek is nowhere to be found. Um, and I found that it's greatly rendered. Like it looks fine. It looks like a great place to be. It looks sort of whimsical, magical. It had a lot of big animation moments, especially in the beginning. You probably noticed this if you've seen any animated movie. They have big tempo, big style, lots of things happening in the beginning. Then things need to get explained, and then towards the end as well, things go big motions, big crazy, big action. Pretty standard show, really. The voice actors are not really performing. I would say not really playing a character. They are so typecast. Like Puss in Boots is Antonio Banderas. There's no reason for him to play anything else. This is what they wanted. And your mileage, my very, I found that it worked throughout this movie. That I could do, that I could do the I could spend a day or so with Antonio Banderas' cat. You might not, and there might be other characters where you're like, this is too much. It kind of thinks of making things of like old school DreamWorks. This is how they used to operate. Whereas, you know, of course, back then it was DreamWorks and Pixar competing in the CGI animated and others, and it always appeared to me like Pixar or Disney put the um, characters first. Like they wouldn't have big name actors, maybe until like Robbie Williams in Dini. I can't tell. Also because I'm not native English, so whenever I hear some reviewer or other people on the internet going like, "Wow, this was the voice of your childhood," or "This animated character performed by this actor," chances are that's only for you English speaking people, native English speaking people. I had some great Danish Disney voices, so I only later heard Robbie Williams Genie, and in general, I actually think the Danish voices are better performed than the English voices, but we don't need to talk about that. I wanted to talk about very much for ants. I remember like they would approach it like the DreamWorks would approach stuff like that like a movie. So they would be, this ant is performed by Sylvester Stallone. That was what I remember clearly. And the ant looked like Sylvester Stallone and had manners like Sylvester Stallone. Um, so it wasn't like an ant character, let's say named Rocky or something. It was Sylvester Stallone as an ant. That's what you're supposed to take away. I mean, that's what gave us the Will Smith fish in what's called Shark Tale. I think so, yeah. the Will Smith face. Yeah. Well, I mean, Will Smith is typecast in anything anyway. Like, when's the last time he played a character? Um, so that's what I was going. That's very much still the thing here with Puss in Boots. So yeah, I got duped. I got bamboozled. I got hustled. I mean, maybe I didn't check up myself. So I watched this movie and it was fine. It was okay. It wasn't that dated. It's just I wasn't expecting it, but I thought I'd mention it anyway, just because it might be a fun story one day. Maybe you didn't know that there were other Puss in Boots movies. Um, so you can watch this. I'm gonna talk about the other one in maybe this next video or the one after that. Not quite sure. I have a list, and I do go through my list in that order. That's kind of just the way that I work. Sorry about that. Um, so to wrap this up, Puss in Boots, the not last wish one, the first one, it's a little bit old, but it was still good, still fun. Had great animations, some typical animation humor. They are doing. Yeah, I think it's this one. That's what happens when you watch two movies and don't make a video immediately, or write your notes immediately. I get them confused, but I'm pretty sure this one where they established a lot with the cats, uh, the cat community in this fairy tale. That was a lot of fun. They're going some places I didn't think they would go. So if you're into animation and want to watch the other Puss in Boots movie, you can certainly do that without being bored out of your mind or feeling downright insulted. And I'll talk about the other one next time, I think. For today, thank you for stopping by.